Okay, so we're gonna play a game now. Are you gonna watch me play this? Okay, so there's this guy, and he has to reach his destination here. So he has to keep going straight to so he can reach his destination. And my job is to stop him getting there. And I can't hit him or anything, but I can distract him. So as he starts walking, I show him stuff to make him distract. So first, as he's coming, I show him my iPhone. Check it out. It's so cool. Have a look. And he gets distracted like, yeah, this is so cool. He starts playing games with the iPhone. It's like half an hour gone and he's just still playing. And then he realizes, oh no, I need to go. So he starts going again. And then once again as he's going, I show him my laptop. Check it out, it's so cool, it's so fast, you can play games on it. And he starts playing stuff, playing games on the laptop. Like, wow, this is so cool. And another 2 hours gone. And he's like, oh no, I'm so late. Meanwhile, there is this other guy. And here, this one, when I show him my phone, he looks at it like, yeah, this is cool. But he keeps then going. And then when I show him my laptop, he's not much interested. He's like, yeah, it's cool. And then he keeps going. And he's going. Whereas this guy, he keeps getting distracted by things in the meanwhile. So this green guy, he goes so fast and he reaches the destination because he ignored all the distractions. So the first guy is so happy, he gets the treasure, he gets to win. And the first guy, he kept getting distracting. And this is what happens in our life. We keep getting distracted by distractions which take us away from serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our destination is Jannah, and we have only so much time to reach there. We don't have too much time, and we need to work hard to get there. And if we keep getting distracted by these things, it might be that we die, and then it might be that we never ended up having enough good deeds to go to Jannah. Whereas someone who avoided these distractions will straight away, they might be amongst the first to enter Jannah. And I know one of the reasons why it is so difficult, why we want things, this thing or that thing, is because everybody else has them. Look around in your room. How many things that you have in your room are actually the things that you need, that can't survive without? Probably less than 5, I would think. And even them you actually don't really need to survive. But imagine if you don't have these things in your home. You will be like, oh, I'm so poor, I can't do anything, blah blah. And then there is all the other stuff you have just because you really want it. Or because if you didn't have all these things, then people will look down upon you. And a lot of the times, children at school and things will say, oh, you don't have a computer, you don't have this CD, you haven't listened to that CD, you don't have this game. Oh, your parents must be, really poor. Oh, poor you. But you don't ever let them make you feel small because of that. You just look at them and smile and you say, yes, my parents haven't brought me this stuff that will just, rot and die in a few years or few months or even few weeks. But instead, my parents have chosen to invest their money, their energy into something that I will be, inshallah, able to enjoy forever. And these are gifts that better than anything you have. So don't ever fall into this trap of shaitan to make you feel small because you don't have this or that. But the reason your parents might not have brought you those things is because they know that this will distract you from your purpose. They know it is not good for you. So don't ever fall into the trap of shaitan to make you feel small because you don't have this or that. Instead, feel good and say, Alhamdulillah. Then in that case you have less to answer. Remember, the poor people, they have much less to answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for. And instead of competing for the next thing that you want, you want to be the first one to get the next PlayStation or get the best score in this game or that game, instead compete with them in order to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why not you be the first among the first people to enter Jannah? Be the first child amongst your friends and peers and classmates to build in huge masjid. Be the first child amongst your friends to pray tahajjud every single night. Be the first child to wear hijab in your school. Now that's competition, and that's more beneficial for you and lasting for you and more pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything in this life is temporary. It only lasts for a little while. Remember in the class we did this activity last time. Everything we are losing. Look at it. iPhone 3, when it came out, that was the first iPhone. It was such a big deal. People were queuing up on the shops, and it just sold out within, before it came out, it had pretty much sold out. And now, do you think anybody cares about iPhone 3? No. If somebody gives you an iPhone 3, we're like, well, what do I do with this? It can't even play half of the games out there. So these things, the things that you want today, you are probably not going to care about them tomorrow. So is it really worth it? And then we act like, oh, I need it. If I don't get it, I will just, I can't survive without it. I really need it. My life will be over if I lose it. No. There is nothing like that. The things that you need to survive, Allah will give them to you. Allah has already given them to you. And these things are just extra pleasures that you want. And then these are things that you will have to answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for, what did you do with them? So in fact, the more you have, the more you have to answer for to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The less you have, the less you have to answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.